The work you do today will not only beautify this neighborhood, but it's going to help restore a level of pride of homeownership for these 12 homeowners.
We are thrilled beyond measure that you've chosen to join us in KCK to make this incredible impact in our neighborhoods.
Habitat believes that every family and every individual deserves affordable and decent housing and a place for shelter. And that's our mission, to bring that to each and every individual and family within the Kansas City area. So we have Habitat homes in Wyandotte County, several, but it's the first time we've done Rock the Block. Rock for Block is a restoration of an entire block, and it's exciting, it's energetic. We have over 200 volunteers from the Kansas City Realtors, Regional Realtors Association. They've supported that program for over 4 years, and we revitalize an entire neighborhood. And it not only beautifies the neighborhood, but it brings a lot of pride to the neighborhood and the 12 homeowners that we're assisting today.
It's such an incredible thing to have partners like the Realtors step forward and agree that what we're doing is important enough that they can step forward and help not only the community but the individual homeowners to live in a safer, nicer home. I think today's absolutely incredible. What a great opportunity for our community to benefit from the caring of the Realtors Association and Habitat for Humanity, and for them to choose KCK and Wyandotte County to help us with our revitalization efforts is such a gift.
The sun is out, volunteers are here, the community's very welcoming. I look forward to an opportunity to see the transformation that will occur today.
Good morning, everyone, first of all.
Morning.
My name is Dave McDowell, and I'm proud to say that I'm the board chair for Habitat for Humanity in Kansas City. So welcome to Habitat KC's Rock the Block with the Kansas City Regional Association of Realtors. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and helping this day a success. The work you do today will not only beautify this neighborhood, but it's going to help restore a level of pride of homeownership for these 12 homeowners. For 40 years, and think about that, 40 years, Habitat KC has worked with the community to make sure everyone has an affordable, safe, and decent place to live and to call home. Sadly, there's still more than 13,000 families in the Kansas City metro area that are in need of affordable housing solutions. So there's still an awful lot of work to do. There's no way to complete that work without the continued support from wonderful people like yourselves. So thank you for volunteering. I also encourage you to visit our website, habitatkc.org, to learn more about our affordable housing advocacy campaign. It's called Cost of Home. Thank you to all the representatives in attendance, and a special thanks to Commissioner Bynum and Prescott Neighborhood President Greg Tate for helping bring this event to your neighborhood. I also want to put a shout out to the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department who are helping us today. So thank you for that. Last but not least, thank you, Kip, for being such a great supporter and valued partner at Habitat KC. We can't thank you enough for helping us bring this great event to Kansas City, Kansas for the very first time. We look forward to building even more in the future with the Kansas City Regional Association of Realtors. Thank you. Now the best part.
On behalf of all of you and all of the realtors in KCRIR, it's my pleasure to present this check for this year's Habitat for Humanity Rock the Block.
Next, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Melissa Bynum onto the stage for a few words.
Good morning. Good morning. My name's Melissa Bynum, and I serve as the at-large District 1 Commissioner for the Unified Government of Wyandotte County. And I want to thank you, especially on behalf of our Mayor David Alvey and Commissioners Brian McKiernan and Harold Johnson, all three of whom are out of town, but you're in their district. And also you're in the district of my fellow at-large Commissioner Tom Burrows. We want to thank the Kansas City Regional Association of Realtors and Habitat for Humanity for what you're doing today. Not only that, but what you do each and every day, which is helping folks achieve their dreams. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge Commissioner Mike Kane with District 5 of our unified government and Senator Pat Petty with the state of Kansas. We really appreciate that Senator Petty and Commissioner Kane and Burrows have taken the time to come out and kick us off this morning. Within the unified government, we've been focusing on blight reduction for years. We've been working at the policy level, at the budget level, at the administrative and implementation level, and at the community engagement level. Every single day, we're working with individuals and neighborhood groups, faith groups, community development organizations to make change in our community. And so we are thrilled beyond measure that you've chosen to join us in KCK to make this incredible impact in our neighborhoods. I know I speak for all of us when I say to you a sincere thank you. And I think the only other thing I want to make sure you hear from me today is please stay hydrated. Thank you so much.
Well, I've heard about Rock the Block in Missouri and part of Johnson County, but our community sorely needs investment like Rock the Block and the KCRAR brings to the program, uniting with and partnering with the Habitat for Humanity. And I think it's really important that people understand those investments are more than just dollar investments. They're people investments.
There's a lot of organizations, a lot of people, the government, that we all want to do the right thing for the right reasons, and we all want to accomplish something, but bringing it together collectively is actually what makes it happen, and that's not easy to do. I mean, it takes an awful lot of people to come together to pull something like this off, but when you're able to accomplish it, there's a real feel-good associated with it.
When we talk about collaboration, it's really about partnerships and transparent communication. We can't be all things for all people, but what we can do is sit down face-to-face collectively as a community with our partners and with those that want to invest in us, those that believe in us, and those that live here and have concerns. And when we learn to agree on those things that we find to be a challenge, we find that we don't disagree on as much as we thought we might. And so that type of collaboration is the seed that plants future opportunity. And we're on the cusp in Wyandotte County of turning Wyandotte County back around to being the wholesome community and the community that we grew up in that inspires hope, quality housing, jobs, and a great place to live, work, and raise a family.
I think to introduce 200 realtors to the amazing community that is Wyandotte County, certainly that helps everybody involved. and does reduce the stigma of Wyandotte County that I think we put on ourselves wrongly too many times. So we have a great community. It's full of amazing, wonderful people, and for 200 realtors to come and discover that for themselves as they work in our neighborhoods is a great, great accomplishment.
It transcends to so much more. It spreads to other parts of the community. It gives them a sense of pride and self-worth that we all need and deserve. It transcends to so many other things. So it isn't just a coat of paint. It's not just repairing a porch or repairing a gutter. It's so much more.
So we started working really closely with Habitat for Humanity about 3 years ago as we started developing this neighborhood strategic revitalization area, which we're standing in today. We call it the Park Drive neighborhood. And it's one of our 5 tipping point zip codes within Kansas City, Kansas, that we were looking at on how do we make very strategic moves within this neighborhood to actually improve it. So with Habitat, my involvement has been tangential, working with getting them funded in different other communities, but here it's been working with them to be strategic partners in where they place homes in our community, especially for new construction builds, and then working with them on a pipeline to do renovations within our neighborhoods, because many of our homes have been either abandoned or left in disrepair for some time. So we are working with them not only in the Park Drive neighborhood, but we're working with them north of State and Parallel in several other locations, and really just trying to help them partner with us on rebuilding our neighborhoods. I've watched them do these in a couple of communities in the Kansas City metro, and I asked them very specifically, will you rock a block in KCK? And they said yes.
We as a commission have taken upon our local government's initiatives to rehab our communities, to rid it of, if you will, the word blight. We're an older community, a diverse community, an ethnic rich community, and every one of our communities has a little bit of an issue. And that, whether that be extensive trash, whether it be rehab needs, whether it be investment in dilapidated or ignored facilities and buildings. We today are taking a step in that by ensuring that what investment goes into our communities will rehab us collectively. And as a unified government, we want to see that investment in our community. It starts hopefully a domino effect that when you see investment in one piece of property in a neighborhood, the neighbors will want to invest and others will want to invest. And we return our community back to the glory and the welcoming environment it was when we grew up here.
SOAR is all about improving the appearance and safety in Wyandotte County, and specifically Kansas City, Kansas. And Rock the Block is doing exactly what we want. We want to improve the appearance of our neighborhoods, which then in turn says we're not open to crime and unsafe activities, and they coincide so well together. I think with SOAR, the biggest single thing is taking pride in our neighborhoods. And the way that we can do that is by just simple things to help maintain our properties, painting your trim around your windows and on your house, or working with a neighbor to help them fix up something that's broken. There's a lot of talented people who live in our community, and kind of engaging those folks to help others who maybe can't help themselves. And I think that's exactly what's happening here today with Habitat.
The selection of the neighborhood is done by work of all the people that do an awful lot more than what I do. That work for Habitat, that volunteer for Habitat, that are part of the unified government. Those people collectively have gotten together and identified people in need in a neighborhood we can help, and we're appreciative of that.
We raised $44,790. So each brokerage donates a certain amount of money, and that goes towards Habitat Community.
And then they did a couple of fundraisers during the year. A bingo, I don't remember the other one.
Bingo, and then we did the shred.
Shredding it.
Or the shred truck that came and then realtors would bring papers that they no longer needed, and we'd take it.
Made donations, and all the donations went to Habitat.
Our partnership with Habitat in this neighborhood, they went out and individually walked the neighborhood, but the way that we partner them up with the Prescott Neighborhood Association, which is one of our many vibrant neighborhood associations in Kansas City, and had them go out together. And we made sure that we had not only English speakers, but also Spanish speakers, because many of the residents in this neighborhood, their first language isn't English. So that was how they got out and how they met residents who owned their homes in this neighborhood. And then from there, we brought the resources. There is some prep work that Habitat does with other volunteers. I was out here last week. Travelers Insurance was out here doing work. Some of that was actual chipping of the paint off the houses to prep them. But other things include like improvements to decks or ADA access. Other things like removing junk and debris that maybe the owner can't get to the curb themselves. So it's a lot of like cosmetic things, primarily exterior, some windows. Most of what you're seeing today is going to be the painting side of things. So that's something that this group can come in and knock out in one day.
There was gutters that were hanging loose, had to be replaced, and a couple of them were replaced, some of them were just put back on. Storm windows that had to be fitted and put on that were broken and this, you know, that type of thing. There was some window sashes that were rotted out that we replaced. A couple of small pieces of siding that the siding was put on, and now we've painted them today. All that other work was done in advance. So today we're doing the yard work and the cleanup in that area.
We did painting, we did pull some weeds, they did some yard maintenance, did mulch, help with flowers.
Built flower pots, flowers.
Just mostly exterior.
They're painting the stuff that isn't painting. They're cutting down stuff back there because it's like a jungle back there. There's stuff growing everywhere.
Ok, pues levantaron un árbol que se había caído cuando hizo aire, se había caído un árbol que estaba pues bastante grande y ya tenía mucho tiempo ahí, tenía como 3 años ahí. Y luego quitaron también otras cosas como piedras, bloques, cosas viejas que ya estaban ahí arrumbadas. Y pintaron el garage y pintaron aquí al frente todos los siding, aquí no sé cómo se llama. Ajá, el trim, ajá, todo eso lo pintaron y pues todo ya quedó más bonito. Ya quedó bien arreglado allá atrás y allá atrás muy limpio y amplio porque se miraba muy chiquito allá atrás el espacio y ahorita ya quedó bien amplio.
So we had a tree for about 3 years that was due to the storm. It was huge. We could not do anything with it, and we had some very heavy stuff. They helped us clean that up. They painted the back of the house, the garage, as well as the trim on the front of the house. It looks beautiful, and my backyard looks really big.
We have a great house behind us. I've been watching it be transformed for about a week now, but today the actual final painting is going on, and it's changing the neighborhood. It's absolutely brightening up the space. I love the trim. The trim is white and it's bright and it's cheery, and the color of the house is a navy blue. It's very cool.
This is my first year.
This is my second year, I believe, second, third.
My 4th year.
And we don't get to actually come out and see other people who might actually need our help and realize that what we're doing today is having a bigger impact than just buying and selling a home. We're transforming a community of people.
We have the Zuluaga group with Remax Realty Suburban. We have been involved with the community for about 23 years, and I'm a broker. And we help a lot of buyers and sellers, and we also advise them on what to do with the houses. We are very involved with Habitat for Humanity and anything we can help with. This feels really, really wonderful today.
Oh, going on 17 years. I work 1 day a week. I run a crew from our church, the Church of the Resurrection down in Leawood. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? They take a day off work. They don't make any revenue or income for themselves. They do it only because they want to be here, and they're just doing some good, helping their fellow man. Well, it's more than what I expected it to be. It is absolutely a wonderful mission. It gives people a hand up, not a hand out. So it's done exactly the way it ought to be done. We're helping families that deserve opportunities. So it's so much more than what I expected it to be. And it just puts a smile on their face, gives them a sense of pride for where they live, which obviously we all need and want. So they're so appreciative of our efforts, and that's what really gives you the fuel to keep doing what you're doing.
To think that here we are in Wyandotte County, in a neighborhood that is so sorely in need of investment, not only investment in real property, but investment in people and families.
We lived here for 4 years, I think, about to be 5. Yeah, it's really nice, peaceful, not much breaking into, not much robberies.
¿Cuántos años hace que vive aquí?
17.
Okay, 17 years.
I've lived in this house since December of '93, about 25, 26 years. I really appreciate everything I can get. I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody, but I appreciate everything I can get my hands on. It feels good, and I'm happy to see somebody out here willing to do something for somebody that can't afford it.
I just want to say thank you to the Kansas City Regional Association of Realtors and to Habitat for Humanity for stepping up, stepping to the plate, and helping our Wyandotte County homeowners.
I'm just really excited to be part of the process, and again I want to thank Habitat for Humanity and KCRAR for the investment in Wyandotte County, not only in the properties but in the people that live here. Thank you so very much.
Pues de que pues estamos agradecidos porque como le digo que ya la casa ya tenía mucho tiempo allá atrás, todo muy sucia. Había cosas que nosotros no podíamos hacer porque el árbol era muy grande y había tablas, unos tablas muy grandotas allá, maderas, cosas que nosotros no podíamos remover, estaba muy pesado. Y por eso pues estamos contentos porque la casa se mira pues más amplia, más grande y nosotros estamos así para darles a ver si quieren carnitas, a ver si les gustan las carnitas. Yeah.
Okay. They are so grateful because they really could not do anything with that, especially that big tree in the backyard. They decided to make some carnitas for everybody. They bought a lot of carnitas and they're preparing it. It smells delicious. So that's the best way they feel they can repay you, by giving you lunch.
We really appreciate it. A couple of months ago, we went to Mexico and a branch fell on the roof, so we couldn't fix it. He tried to lift a branch and he broke his arm. That's why he has a thing on his arm. So we really appreciate it that you guys can come out and help us fix the roof and everything in general.
And I appreciate everything that's been done. The back door, the cleaning of the fences, the painting of the house. It's a good thing to help somebody out.
I want to say thank you guys for being out here and publicizing such a wonderful event, because without you, it doesn't get out there and let people aware of the fact that they can help us. HabitatKC.org is our website if they want to get involved in the organization in some fashion. It's about providing everybody affordable housing and providing them with a hand up, not a hand out, and I can't emphasize that enough.
No, just put your hard hat on and come to work.
We're rocking the block so that we can soar again.